Hello, hello. Let's try this one more time. So I'm not sure what happened, but I didn't have a good connection. So I had to reset my phone and start again. So I did that, and hopefully you guys will come back and I will be able to see you. So if somebody can say hi when they pop on, that would be super great. Hi, Susie. Can you hear me now? Hey, Barbara. Can you guys hear me now? I had to restart. Oops, earthquake. I had to restart. Yay, you guys can hear me now. I'm so happy. So tonight, I wasn't really feeling too good most of today. That happens to me sometimes after I travel. So I just want to, I'm just going to relax with you guys and do, hey Dale, and create this. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I have these little cardboards, almost like a coaster. It's like a little, it's a little bit thicker than most stuff, and I'm going to try to make something out of it. So I'm starting with a 4x4 paper. I've done a ton of coloring over the past week, but I haven't really, I've only been coloring specific things and teaching, so I'm excited to get back to doing our little pigs. So hopefully you guys have your stamps. Now would be the time. You could stamp one or two or all of them. We're going to color all of them, but not all of them. Just kidding. We're going to do all of them, but we're going to mask so that we're not doing the full pig. But most of them will be done. So I went ahead and already stamped on this Doux Designs thermo web masking paper, whatever. And I've already cut them out, so you wouldn't have to wait for me to do that. I should have peeled them because clearly I'm struggling with that a little bit. These fake fingernails are not good for peeling this, but other than that, everything is good. I mean, they're my real nails. They just have thickness to strengthen them, so they're harder to use. So I'm just gonna have fun tonight. That's right. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I cut it inside the black lines so that the image fits kind of inside of this. We're going to use this mask twice tonight, or maybe we'll just finish it while it's on there. I'm trying to get it placed on there just right. I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to like get it exactly where you want it, but we don't want to leave any white around the outside. It's not really as sticky as you would expect until you press it down. So we're usually pretty good on that until you press it down. And so I like to have it on there just right so there's no like white border around the outside. Every now and then I miss a spot, but I'm willing to try it. Hey, Tammy and Cheryl. Yes. So sometimes there's a little area in it that has a line across to help, but I never seem to think about that when I'm stamping it. So I never get it just right, but that's okay. Just know that you can check that when you're doing yours. It's easy to come off. It's just these nails make me struggle, and my tweezers are still packed, so I'm going to use these scissors maybe to hopefully grab the edge of this. I don't know, the other one came off pretty easy, but this one seems to be a booger right now. Maybe I'll try his foot. Come on, little guy. Help me out here. I try to fold the little corner a little bit because sometimes that'll make it easier to grab it. And it did, so that is great. So there's my other one. I throw these away because I just stick it to my stamp packaging for later. I didn't bother to cut between all of those rakes because I don't think it's going to make a difference based on what I had going on in my head. I didn't think I was going to need to. So hopefully that is the case. We'll soon find out. So just get it on there, and then I like to press it on there with my little soda press. All right, now the last one I want to do, finding the edges. You struggle with that too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So I want these ones to be in the front and this little guy to be in the back, and the kind of behind them, just sort of peeking out. I don't know. Yeah, I think about right. I don't want to leave any awkward spots, you know. Sometimes that can happen. Like, I want you to be able to see his face. I don't really care about the hammer so much. But sometimes I don't like where you can't see any feet and you can just see, like, he looks like he doesn't have any feet. So I'm kind of off-centering him just a little bit. Like that. Once you get him where you want him, you have to pick him up really light, like barely close the door. Otherwise, you'll pull the mask up with it. So just be careful with that. Yeah, I struggle with finding the edge as well. So I'm going to use my Memento ink. I stamped the other ones twice, so we may have to do this little guy twice too. But I'm just going to press him down and check it out here in a minute. Yeah, we probably should, just because it's darker, because I stamped the other one. So even though this one worked, I still want to add just a little bit more. Keep in mind when you do this that anything that's on top of the mask is going to stay wet for a little while. So, excuse me, you don't want to rub that when you're working with your image. You want to make sure that that dries before you do anything with it. Otherwise, you could smear it right onto your background, which would be quite a bummer. So I was going to go ahead and do the background first so I wouldn't have to put the masks back on. But I think because the masks are sticky or wet with ink, I think I'm going to go ahead and I am going to need my tweezers. I see. Oh, there they are. This is the bag I took with me when I went with all this extra stuff in it in case I needed it. There we go. So I'm going to take them off just because they're wet and I don't want to get that on anything. So I'm just going to stick it on here for now. And it'll dry while we're coloring the image, and then we'll put it back on when we're ready to do the background. So look at those pigs. They're so cute. So I'm going to take them off of here. We're going to color them, but we're going to color all the pigs at the same time. So not one at a time. That takes a little bit longer, and I think we can do it and still keep the paper wet. So I feel pretty good about that, so we're just going to roll with it. I did choose already some colors. This is my favorite pig combination. RV42, RO2, RO1, and R00. This is my favorite combination for these cute little pigs. So I'm going to zoom in. Ooh, eek. There we go. I'm sorry. Ugh. I had allergies like crazy while I was traveling, and then now that I've gotten back, it's worse. You love the pigs? I love the pigs too. I think for ease, we'll do their little overalls as jean overalls, and they'll all be the same, just like all the pig tones will be the same, and then we'll just choose the other colors as needed. But look, they look like they're having so much fun already. They're so cute. All right, so this is, we need RV42 first, I believe. I'm going to test real quick. This is RV42. And I think it's darker than, yep. So RV42 is going to be our shadow color. Oink, oink, oink. That's funny. I think I'm going to use either one of these stamps or your Incredible. I can't decide which one. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to put some shadow in here with this RV42. You guys, I got so much better with my Olo and my Ohuhu and stuff at the retreat. I colored with all of them. But since I have my Copics out right now and the other ones are kind of a mess from being packed, that I decided to go ahead and use Copic tonight. Plus, you know, I'm Copic Diva. So I like to put these dark colors on their cheeks, kind of where I have that little line under the eyes, because it kind of makes their cheeks look more puffy. So they look like they have great big cheeks. I mean, they are little pigs. And then I'm going to put some of this dark color right here around the bottom of their nose. And then he has a shirt on, so we just need to do his arms. And I'm just going to do the part that's up close and the back of his hand. So wherever I think there might be shadow. And then I'm going to do just the underside of this one. And then we'll do his little feet too. I mean, we could make his little feet black, but I kind of think they just look really cute with the little pig tone on there. This other foot is behind the rake, so you have to look kind of close, but you can see it's back there. I layered them when I drew them, so I didn't just fudge a foot. There's really a foot back there. So if you look real close, you can see it. So we're just adding all our shadow first. I was tempted to ask Dale to do a live tonight just to give him some practice, but I figured he might need a little more time before one of those happens.
I'm working on orders.
And he's working on orders that came in while we were gone. So we're all working hard here at the Ledoux house. Ledoux headquarters. That one I'm going to make a little bit wider because you can see more of the side of his cheek. This one. These little guys. This one with this hat makes me think of a train conductor. Kinda. Because the hat. That's what pops in my head. Or it could be like, no, it just reminds me of a train conductor. Or a chef if it was taller. Okay, this one we also need to put a little bit underneath his little pig nose and over his pig nose. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. This one as well. And then we got to do his little poofy cheeks. It'll all blend out nicely and smoothly. It won't look like a big line across his cheek when we get done. Oh, hello. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Yes, Dale can definitely help out with the live coloring now. He did so well at the retreat.
Oh, I still got more practicing to do.
He's not feeling that confident, you guys.
Then I have to learn a new marker.
Yeah, he did Olo, but he's decided he wants to be an Ohuhu person. So he has to do the techniques again. I'm going to continue with RO2. Build in a little bit more. This pig is going to look really dark as we're building it, but it will get lighter. He just kind of looks really dark when you first start out, but I love the end result of this combination. I tried many pink combinations to make the one I like the most for the pigs. And this was the winner for me. I like yay for oh-hoo-hoos. Yes, yay for oh-hoo-hoos. If you have the old number oh-hoo-hoos and you want to follow when I color with oh-hoo-hoo, I'm going to have the new ones. I have the new numbers. You can go to the oh-hoo-hoo site and you can download the new number stickers that go on the back of the marker. If you want to be able to keep up with the new numbers. It's up to you, but it makes it a little bit easier when I call them out to color with me if you have the new numbers. It worked out really good for one girl who had already downloaded them and set them up, but the others we had to match them up a little bit. I had already done the match, but it was still hard for them to find a different pink combo for my next pigs I color. Oh yes, and our friend over there at Happy Crafty Ho Ho, Drea, she colored the pigs the other night. You can go watch her replay, but she colored them. I think there was a green one, a yellow one, and a pink one. And they were super cute. So if you ever want to see them in different colors, you can check out her video. It was really, really cute. So we got these happy little guys going on here. Just going to enhance and kind of move up a little bit more on the little part on their nose. There we go. See? We're getting our little pigs done. I have the hex chart with both numbers listed. Yeah, it's helpful, but when you look at a marker and you have to find it on that hex chart, unless you've had it for a long time, and you just kind of memorize the hex chart. I mean, I'm really good about that with the hex chart for Copics, but I haven't memorized the other ones yet. Yeah, Drea's pigs look awesome. They did. I really like them. Okay, so this is the second to the last color. So this one we're going to use a little bit more, and we're going to start working on finishing up, but leaving a little bit of highlight. So we definitely want a little bit of highlight on those cheeks. So I'm kind of just leaving a little space for the highlight. And then I like the highlight right around his nose a little bit. And the tip of his nose. So we're just going to leave that part alone. A little bit on his ear. And then most of the hand, I'm just going to color that in. It's just easier. It's a really tiny place. I'll leave a little bit on his hand open, but his feet, nah, his big belly would be covering his feet. So he doesn't need that showing. You need to get the stickers. I bet that wouldn't be too hard to ship. We should be able to put it in a regular envelope, don't you think? Like, it's pretty small. It's not too much longer than a card size.
It's 4x6.
It's 4x6. So we just need a slightly bigger envelope. We could do that. I bet we could mail that. I think you can get international stamps at the post office, and you just put those on there. And you don't have to pay for the extra shipping. I think you could do that. Just send me a message and we'll figure it out. I like to figure it out. Probably not today, though. I'm exhausted. Okay, so we're filling in. I almost took a nap today, but I had to prepare for the next event I have coming up. So I'm working on the new release, and I'm working on...
Pen stickers.
What?
She meant the pen stickers.
Oh, yes. They're free. Just download them. You don't, and if you have sticker paper, it's even better. You don't have to pay to order the sticker paper. So it's, yeah, really helpful to get that. But yeah, I gotta work on the new release, and I gotta work on the oh my goodness, my brain is escaping me. I can't remember the name of the event, but it's on LV Handcrafted, and it's with Olo. I'll be teaching with Olo on that event that's coming up. This is my last color, R00, so I'm just going to fill in those little white areas. And I'm kind of pushing that dark back in there so I'll still be able to see the light areas. And we're gonna smoosh these little cheeks. Keep them kind of rounded looking. And then the nose, I'm going to leave the tops of the nose really light pink so they kind of stand out. Look at how cute that pig is. Need to locate your sticker paper. Oh, you're so like me. Like, I know I have that, but I don't use it all the time. What did I do with that sticker paper? So just blending those. This combination blends so nicely. I really like it. I think it's my favorite pig combination because it has a little bit of that orangey and pink, that salmon color, that magic color. RV42 does that, which I really like. So it kind of works perfectly. So I know not very many people would add RV42, but I think it's a great touch to the pink pigs. The color combo looks awesome. Yeah, this is my favorite. I did them in several different colors, and this was my favorite one. So that is why I wanted to share it with you guys, because it's so fun. And when we do the tongue and stuff, we'll grab more of the R color, like R20, so it stands out from the cheeks and the face. There we go. Now, see how that little line across their cheeks makes a big difference? It makes it look like their cheeks are poofing up when they smile, so they look like they have bigger cheeks. I'm going to use R20 for the tongue. And for this one, I'm just going to use it at the front. And then at the back, I'm going to put a darker color. And then that's all I have to do with that one. So I'm going to grab my RV95 just because I really like that dark RV95. And I want to use it in the nose. On each one. I think it's a good color because it's not too dark, but kind of works out perfectly. And then I'm going to put a little bit on this guy because his tongue is sticking out. And it'll look a little bit like there's a shadow in there. And then I'm going to soften this up, which I called working the line at the retreat. So that might be stuck in my head, and I may continue to say that so you'll know what it means. Work the line. That means the line that you can still see after you color. You want to make sure you work until that comes out. Oh, so cute. You like them? I know. We haven't even finished them yet. So exciting. Okay. If you want to be very detailed and you want to color their eyes, you can do that. But you have to be very careful. I just got this marker today because mine got all messed up. So I'm going to use it just to add just a teeny bit to the eyes. So I'm just going to touch the black part of the eye and then a little bit over just so there's still white but a teeny bit of blue. It's kind of hard to see unless I hold it up close. There's just a little bit of blue on there. It looks blue for real, but on this camera it looks gray. But it really is blue in real life. And I'm going to do that on all of them. just because I like a little bit of color in there in those eyes. You can color them all in. You can leave them uncolored. You can do it however you want. But I wanted to add just a little bit. I think you'll be able to tell the difference so much more once we do the black eyes with the multi-liner. So I'm going to do their jean shorts, pants, whatever you want to call them next. And I want them to be pretty dark. So I'm going to go with 99, 97, 95. And if we need 93, we'll pull it in. But I don't think that we will. So I'm going to start off with the overalls. And I'm just going to start with the shoulder part. A little bit at the bottom, a lot at the top. And then we're going to start working the sides. And then from the back side. Because we're going to imagine that our light is right center where they're facing. So there'd be a little bit of a cast shadow along this side as well. And we're just going to add in those. So I like to put a little bit underneath the pocket sometimes, and maybe along the back side wherever the shadow would be. That's just a personal preference. You can do it if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's up to you. This part is right by the hay, so there's going to be shadow there. This one's kind of out in the open, so there won't be too much on that one. But this one will have a little bit along here, definitely underneath. So I'm going to go into the hay. So that will be all dark. And then the back side of these, he'll be the opposite of the other guy because the sun will be in the middle, or the light would be in the middle. So all along this back side's where all the shadow would be. But that's my story. You can put your shadow wherever you want, and then it'll be your story. So you pick. And then since more shadow is going to be on this side, I'm going to put the little pocket right there. And then this little guy in the back, he's kind of shadowed a lot of places because he is behind the other guys. So we're going to just put shadow all along here and here. And then the same thing on the other side. And all around the hay again. And then down here, this is his leg, even though you can't really technically see it very well. It really is. So we're just going to put some down there. I think for the hat, like I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit up here in the hat. So his hat will have some of that blue accent on it. And I'll probably put a little bit on this, even though usually a construction hat is like yellow. I'm just going to put blue around those areas and then the ball of his hat, just to keep some of that blue consistent. This is such a fun release to work with. I love the characters, the character they all have. Thank you. I love them too. They make me happy. I catch myself smiling when I'm coloring them, so evidently that's one that I really like, when I catch myself smiling. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever catch yourself smiling when you're coloring something you really like? Especially when it's just super cute. Down here, underside of that button. A little bit along this top. I'm going to build that shadow out just a little bit from this pocket, even though it wouldn't be quite that big. For funsies, we're going to do it anyway. There we go. Now we're going to move on to this guy. we're going to finish him up with the last color because I want the jeans to stay pretty dark. And if I go to 93, it's really going to lighten it up. And don't really want to do that. So now I'm sure you're curious, what about these bottom cuffs? Those are going to be the next color. The whole part of it's going to be the next color. I'm going to keep them a little bit lighter than the rest of his outfit. And that, again, that's just a personal preference. They do make you smile. It makes coloring more fun. Yes, it does. I mean, I have a lot of other images that do that to me too, but these are definitely in the realm of happy face when you color. And they're even fun to do all of them at the same time, you know? I mean, they're fun separate, but they're super fun together too. I'm going to keep him a little bit darker than the other guys, just because he's in the background. There we go. All right. Last color, third one, is B95. Ooh, I better take this off. We don't want any of those kind of happy accidents. We just want happy, fun things to color. We don't want to mess up our image. We've already masked and everything. His pocket will, you could do the pocket a different color, or you could do the pocket the same color. Since I'm doing these bottoms of the jeans in that really light color, I'm going to do the same thing with the pocket. Just going to make his pocket light colored. I may change that part right there if I choose a dark color on this guy. But maybe not. I haven't decided. I usually color over the buttons. Sometimes I don't, but I try not to. Just, they do have turnips on their dungarees. Yes, they do. Sometimes I like to add a little, like just color over the buttons and then just make them with a gel pen or something. But I think tonight we're just going to make them a silver color, like just a really light gray, or if I color over one, they're just going to be blue. Let's go over the pocket one time. I want to keep the pocket a little bit lighter than the rest of it, so I just did one coat over the pocket, and I'll do a little bit more blending over the rest of it. There we go. He is so cute. He has a few little lines that we need to work up. Work the lines just to smooth them out a little bit so it doesn't look funny. Funny messed up, not funny haha. There we go. I think that works. It's really great. And then we're going to finish up this little part right here. We'll leave that light area in the middle for a little bit of highlight. We'll finish this guy. This guy. It sounded like I said this guy. This guy. You won't be able to see his patches on his pockets, so he'll stay in all blue. I missed his foot. You see that? That's his little foot. Needs to be pink. So, luckily I still have the markers out and I can fix that super quick. Let's work this line a little bit. Smooth it out. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I really like this color for jeans. Hey, Ellen. Okay. I think we should pick, I mean, I'm tempted to yellow, green, and red for their outfits, but maybe we'll mix it up a little bit. Maybe let's do purple, teal, and red. I'll do like my favorite red, one of my favorite red combinations. We'll do my favorite purple combination. 2, 3. And we'll do let's do my favorite teal combination. Let's do this one. I don't know if it's my favorite. I don't really have a favorite teal combination, I don't think. But let's use this one and we'll try it out. I don't really want to do it yellow because the background's going to have yellow in it. So we kind of want to stay a little away from the yellow. I think we'll do red, purple, and teal. Just so, you know. Maybe we'll put red on this one and we'll put purple on this one. And we could give him a purple hat too. That would be fun. Hey, Mom. Pink, purple, and teal. I want them to be boys. So don't think I'm going to do pink on him tonight. Plus, he is pink. So, all right. So right up against his overalls and then right here and under his chin or neck or whatever you want to call it. Right there on his sleeve. And then we'll work on this hat. So these little lines right here, I want to keep them pretty dark. And then we're going to start working on this part. And we'll go over here. I'm going to do this back side of this hat. And then we'll just do this side right there. And then we'll switch to our next color. Red's good too. Hey, Beth. Hey, you guys. I love that you guys pop in and out. I might need 4 colors on the purple just because I really like to add that VO6, which changes up the tone. This is real purple. Or maybe we'll stick with purple. I don't know. See how my brain works tonight. I really like this purple. But I feel like there's not a good, necessarily a really good matchup for this type of purple. So I usually go into that, that other color purple, but I'm kind of liking this. And I think this purple will look really good with the red. So I may have to look at my little chart. Look at how pretty that purple is. So pretty. So I may pick a more dull, because really the ones next to it are the V12 and V15, but they changed. They're not the purple anymore. They're more like a pinkish purple. And I kind of want to keep this all purple. Isn't that so pretty? So let me check real quick on my hex chart. Not the Ohuhu one. I wonder if BV08, that's the one I was thinking. But let me just check it. 8 or 17 maybe. Let's see which one will look better. And I'm going to put that VO6 back because I feel like that one's a little bit too blue. Blue purple. That one's probably the one. BV08 would probably be the best one. It'll kind of dull it down just a little, but I think that's okay. As long as we don't go over all of it, we'll keep both tones of color in there, and that'll be really cute. So I'm not going to go over all of it. I'm just going to fill that in. And we're just going to start where the darkest part is because this is darker. And we're just going to blend that out, leaving this part right here really light. And that'll keep that really purple tone. Isn't that just a beautiful purple? I don't do that one very often, but I love it. There we go. Very nice purple. I think we'll just add this purple to his buttons. Just like that. I don't know what we're going to do with this patch yet. Let's just get all the colors in there and decide what we think. You love seeing everyone's creations from the retreat? Yes, it was so fun. They all did so good. I was really impressed with everybody's ability to pick up everything so fast. All right, red on this guy. So I'm going to start with R59.
You were impressed with me?
I was impressed with you. I told you that when we were at the event.
Well, I've spent years watching you. I should be.
True that. He did go rogue a lot during the event. He didn't want to do most of the projects because he wanted to just keep practicing. Which is so sweet. Okay, I'm going to do the underside of his hat in this really dark R59 color because it should stay really dark under here. If I want, I can leave a little spot for the next color, just a teeny bit that might catch some light under there, but for the most part, it's not going to have much light under there. I'm going to go under that hat band and off the sides. So intense. You love it. I love the intense colors. I can't help myself. I'm being challenged right now with a task to color something that is more pastel, and it's definitely harder for me. I really like the deep, dark, intense colors. I'm gonna lighten this one just a tad with one more color here in a few minutes. That'll make this look a little bit more like a strawberry red. But for now, we're gonna stick with these colors. Oops, I just went a little bit in his ear. So we'll have to use the colorless blender to try to move that, but that color doesn't move very well. So you want to be careful not to make too many mistakes with your red. It is harder to move. So I'm going to show you what I would do in that case before I did this part right here. So I have this little bit of red that I picked up like right there on his ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pick up the red off of the image instead of pushing it around. It doesn't look like it's working, but it really is. So now all I have to do is put a tad bit more pink in there and fix up that little water-ish looking mark that I have in there. And then we should be good to go on to the next one. So I'm going to use R01 to fix that little spot up there. Also, it's a good thing it's pink because it'll blend nicely and just look like a shadow. So there we go. I fixed it. Yay! Now we're going to use this, this one. Sometimes I need a tip to tip with this one, but this is the RV43, and it kind of works like it lightens things up because it has more colorless blender, so you can almost use it to do a highlight effect. Sometimes you have to blend a little longer, a little more, but if you want to still keep it that deep, dark, intense, then just work on, I kind of like it like this, so I'm not going to change it. But if you wanted to, you could pick it up on the R46 and just lightly touch it and darken some of that color. But I like how it shows the shadows so well. It just makes it look really good. Now, I didn't put quite as much up here on the hat, so I might need to do that, and I can show you what I'm talking about. So this blends nicely, and this marker feels really light. I wonder if I need juice in it. Let's weigh it and see. Look, you should be able to see the numbers. Nope. If I turn it, I bet you can. See I'm moving around on there? So we're going to weigh this marker real quick. Nope, it's good. Just feels light. I mean, it's going to need juice soon, but it's okay for now. It's 13.9 is what it was, and I like mine to be 14.2 at least. So this is the 46. I'm gonna take the ink onto this brush, and I'm just gonna kind of brush it over top of that really light area. You can't do it too many times because once the ink comes off of the brush that you picked it up with, it starts washing the area out again. So just get a teeny bit in there and you'll get a really nice blend. And then don't forget to wipe off your marker when you're done, because look, it should be this color, but it was that color. So just make sure you wipe it off on a scratched piece of paper. You don't have to do anything with the darker marker, just the lighter one. All right, next we have this tealish color blue for this guy in the back, and I still haven't done his little foot, so we definitely got to do that. So this is going to be a little bit non-traditional color pigs, but that's because I want to make this little display thingy, so I want to make sure that I think I'm going to do his hat one side purple, one side red, and the middle side teal. It'll look like he definitely fits in with his little brothers. I want it to look like the hat's kind of squished, so we need color at the top and color at the bottom so that it gives that effect. And then a little bit here on the front, we're going to keep that one the same color as the center one. And then I have BG07. This one's still pretty dark, kind of tones down some of that brightness, but the next one will bring it back, so it will be fine. It'll still be deep and dark like the rest of it. I forgot to do his buttons in red. We're going to do this one's in teal. We'll keep his buttons the color of his shirt. Just leave a little bit of highlight there. Same with this part. I'm going to go up a little bit more, down a little bit more, leaving just a center part there for the last color. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. I think this one's the big brother, even though he's in the back. It's because he's making sure the other brothers are okay. That's my story. I always have a story.
Then he has the hammer to get him in line.
Yeah, he does. He has the best weapon. He does have the hammer. Okay, now I'm going to grab the pink and do his little foot. I have R02 because I don't really need to do a whole lot of colors. I just picked the second one. And then the purple part for his one side of his hat is the V09. And we're going to do it kind of the same as we did this one with the highlight right in the center. So up from the bottom, down from the top. That second color is the V17. These are the same colors we used on the other one's shirt. And then BV08 to finish it up. Just gonna soften that up a little bit. There we go. That worked out nicely. Now we're gonna do the red one, and while we're in here doing the red one, we can do the buttons on his shirt. So this is R59. Honey, can you get me something to drink? I'm not feeling very good. The R46 is next. And then R43 finishes it up. You like the tricolor hat? I think it matches his little buddies. It's so cute. So what I'm going to do is grab that 46 because we need just a tad bit more. So This time I happened to open the other end of the marker. It doesn't really matter. You can use whichever end you want. Kind of works better on the other one though. But there we go. Perfect. It works better on the brush nib, but I mean, look how much color's on there. There we go. Oh, and I didn't even do the buttons. I want to do them with R46, and I missed a spot, just a tiny spot around this button. So I just pulled the lightest blue back out. Oh, and I missed his pant leg. It's also behind that rake. And then we're going to color this one in red and this one in red. And then I think I'm going to make their patches the teal color. So it kind of goes with their little brother there in the back. So I'm going to add just a little bit of shadow across one side. And then with the BG07, I'm gonna go around the outside and then extend in a little bit. Same thing here. And leave a little spot for the BG05. Ties everything together. Yes, it does. Their mama made them the most amazing clothes, so there was no mistaking where each one of them belongs. And we didn't even use that many markers. So that is super cool. And there's no reason why we can't use one of these colors on, like, we'll make his little handle the same teal, and we'll make the rake the same teal here. And then I'll just grab a gray to finish it up. And his hammer, it's going to be gray too. You can't see the handle on that hammer. This one and this one. This is how you use limited number of markers when you're coloring something. You just use the colors all combined in there somewhere. Just like that. All right, now we need, well, we might as well just do, this is that BG05 still, and we might as well make the little wrapper around the hay. The same color, stay consistent. I'm going to get 2 grays, so I'm going to grab N3 and N1. And then I'm going to grab YR24 and YR21. So a little bit for the straw. So this is a YR24. Just going to put a little bit of yellow in there. Kind of a yellowish orange. I'm going to do a few brush strokes from the top as well. It'll keep it looking more like hay all the way around. And then we'll add just a little bit of this YR21. The teal patches sound cool. They turned out cool, didn't they? Okay, so we added a little bit here. So now we have our little piece of hay. And then with our N3, that's where we're going to add the darker color to this little shovel piece and our little rake. I'm going to go right across here, across the top, so we can kind of make that look just a little bit. We're going to do just a tad down and a tad up, and that way it'll look a little bit more rounded because the highlight will be right across that middle part. And I think that will help. So I'm not going to do anything on those. If I want to blend it out, I would use the colorless blender. But I kind of think it's just sort of perfect, just like that. this one on here. And then his hammer probably needs a little bit of dark because it's behind his hat. So I'm going to do that one. And then a teeny bit of this one. And that should take care of that. So we're going to do one thing. We're not going to do the white gel pen until the very end. But we are going to darken the eyes before we go and put masks over all of these. Hang on, I'm trying to find my right color, my right multi-liner. Here it is. It went traveling as well, so I'm still pulling out of travel bags. We didn't get home until 1:30 a.m. last night from the airport, so we didn't get to unpack much before we went to bed. And we both had to work today, so we're both kind of tired. I'm okay if I'm covering up that white spot. I will put it back with the white gel pen. But for now, I just want to get that black in there for the eyes. You can see how much more the eyes stand out. When we do the white, it'll look even better. But for now... Do you ever watch someone color and they get to a point where you go, oh, I liked it better, they should have stopped? That's how I feel sometimes. Oh, they should have stopped. I'm going to do inside his mouth just because I really want it to stand out as well. And I feel like it doesn't. So see, that just looks better. Same thing with this little spot right here. I don't always do that, but I felt like it kind of needed it with all the dark colors in order for that pink to really stand out. Maybe while we're at it, we should just do this guy too, because, you know, he's going to be sad he got left out. All right, now we're going to put our masks back on our pigs so we can do the background. I am trying to peel another one of these. Okay, so that's the hammer guy. This is, we're going to cover up all this pretty work so we can do our background. Cover this guy. And now it's all dry, so you can't smear it all over your... We don't want to smear it, so be careful because this is slippery and you can smear that when it's wet. I've done it a few times. That's how I know it will do it. It will smear. But I'm just trying to save you guys from having to deal with that. So definitely do that part. There we go. Okay. He's on there. Now we have one more. We have this little hammer guy. And he's literally going to go right over top of the other one. So when we peel this off, we can probably peel it off in one big set.
Do you fussy cut the masking outline too?
Yes, you fussy cut the masking outline. But when you cut it, it's not too hard because you literally cut into the black line. You stay almost cutting all the black line away so that... See how you can still see the black line around the outside? If you can't see the black line, that means you're going to have a white spot where your mask, when your mask is lifted up, you'll see a white spot where your background didn't get covered. So you want to make sure that you fussy cut into the black line. I'm going to grab this mat because we're going to stencil real quick into the back. It's going to look a little funny because my mat, it has a purple acetate on it, but you guys will get the picture. I don't want to take it off because well, I guess it won't move around if I take it off. Probably be smarter to take it off. I'm going to actually flip it over because this feels stickier on this side. I don't know. It certainly didn't stay on there when I stuck it, did it? Okay, it's sticking now. I need to clean this mat. I also bought a new one because doesn't stick as well as it used to. So we're going to use this background, this caution tape background. So I'm not exactly sure how I want this to go, but I need to make sure that I have the lines going in the same direction on both stencils before I start. So I'm going to hold it like this until I decide, like, where do I don't want all the words to get covered. And maybe I want, everybody will know that's caution and danger, so that might work really nicely right there. So let's just choose it to be right about there. I'm just going to straighten it out just a little bit. So I usually press it down onto the sticky mat so I don't have to tape it. And it usually stays pretty good. Like I said, my sticky mat needs some help, so you never know. I'm going to use my, I'll back up just a little bit, so you guys can see it. I'm going to use Wild Honey Oxide. And I'm going to use my little holder here so it doesn't move around. It stays gripped on your desk. And I'm going to gently put this in. I don't want it to be real dark. We're just building the background. But I want it to be a little caution, like some darker spots, some lighter spots. So I'm just gently rubbing it in there.
Hey, Mom.
Sorry, honey. Hey, Phyllis. Just rubbing that in there. And you want to get it in between each area wherever the pigs are. You don't want to miss anything. So make sure that you're coloring around the pigs all over so you don't miss anything. You can still use these masks again afterwards, even if you've oxided on them. You can still use them to stamp a second time. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We're just kind of winging this a little bit. I'm okay with that being a little bit lighter down there. Just making sure I got all my spots. Make sure I didn't miss any. Then we're done with the wild honey and we're going to get the black soot out. I also have a smaller brush. It's a littler brush. Because the words are going to be tiny and we want to make sure. Now, I should have gotten my stencil guides out. Can you help me look in these little drawers? I think they're in here. Oh, wait, I found them. Never mind. I don't need any help. I got it. I usually keep my... Oh, there's only one in there. Can you look in the other one that's over there by you, the other pocket? I have these little things, in little drawers in my desk. And I keep my stencil guides in there so I know where they are. And there's one. But the other ones should be in there, the square ones. Are they in there?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
Bummer. Okay. Well, I don't know where my stencil guides are, but they're a corner, and you can stick them right here, like on the edge, and then you know exactly where to place the next one.
No, that's a
Stop. I know it's not the right one, honey. I'm explaining what the other ones look like because I don't know where mine is. So I'm not going to use those tonight. I'm just going to line it up myself. But, hey, look at that. How's that? Hey, Barbara. Okay. So what we want to do is make sure that the words are over the yellow. That is how we line this stencil up. There we go. So you won't be able to see all the words.
Lined up right there.
It is lined up right there. Look, come closer and look. Yeah, anyway, it's lined up. I'm going to press this down. And then you can put as many words as you want. Like if you just want it to say caution, just color in the caution ones. But I want it to say both, so I'm okay with it staying there. So I'm just going to go in here and color in all of these words and my little slashes. And again, you can do them as dark or as light as you want. It may not be the whole word, but your brain will go straight to it saying caution or danger because that's what they always look like. You know, it's caution tape. Everybody sees it that way. So your brain makes you think that when you see it. So even if you can't see the whole word, it's no big deal. There we go. Well, I don't really need to go over that pig's face or that pig's face, but let's do over here just in case a little bit of it is not covered by his hat. Over here, I think most of the danger is covered up, but like I said, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Just in case. I don't want to leave anything undone because once we take the masks off, it's not as easy to put it back on. I'm disappointed my stencil guides weren't there. I don't know what I did with them. I'm telling you, I got to clean up this room. It's a crazy mess. But I'll use them next time so you guys can see. All right, just making sure everything is covered. These don't matter because they're over the pigs. Okay. Now I'm going to grab those tweezers, if I can find them. And they should be right here on my desk. We did just use them earlier. Anybody else lose stuff on their desk? Found them. All right, here we go. I'm going to lift this up. Look, isn't that cool? Okay, I like it. I officially like it. I don't think I'm going to do any of the rest of the background. I think I'm going to leave it white. I kind of like it like that. Oh, there we go. Just going to stick that back on my mat. I can clean it later. All right. I do think I want to do a little bit around the edge. So I'm just going to take this little brush and kind of add just a teeny bit around the edge, like without adding any more ink, but just add a really light shadow around there before I take everything off. Kind of build us a little bit of a border, although I may end up cutting some off, so I'm not sure that's really going to be helpful, but we're going to try it anyway, right? Now, what I want to do with this guy, I want to make this like a little design that I can sit like on my desk or whatever. I only do that when they're like my favorite releases. So I have this board right here that will make it thicker and heavier. I did cut it to the right size, except for the corners need to be rounded. And then you can always use a sanding tool if you want to sand the sides, but I think it's going to fit perfect. I think I got the right measurement on there. So let me grab my corner rounder, which is also in one of these bags. I think it's in the other one. There were 3 bags, and I only see 2. So the corner rounder must be in the 3rd one. I think I still have my old corner rounder, so I might be able to use that one instead for now. Oh, here's one. You got to have multiple corner rounders. Okay, so this one should be pretty good. Maybe not quite. Let's see if this one's bigger. Yeah, that one's better. Let's use that one. The thing I don't like about this one is that it doesn't catch the, why is that not going in there? Did I get something stuck in there? Oh, there it is. Little piece stuck in there. I just don't like that this doesn't have a catch. And it'll stop you from doing it if you don't have a thing for it. I think this is cool. It's not like it's not really an ATC size, but it definitely is pretty cool. I think you could use Mod Podge to cover over it too to make it thick so it doesn't get messed up. None of the coloring gets messed up. I think that would be cool. I don't have any of that, but I might get some. So I'm going to put this on there. I did measure it 4 by 4 before we started to make sure that my image would fit perfectly on there, and it did absolutely perfectly. And or you could put a magnet on the back and then you could hang it on your fridge, whatever you want to do. Now let's do the reveal. Let's see how it turned out. Here we go. I'm not going to add any bling tonight because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with this little guy. I just knew I wanted to do it. So I'm not going to add any bling tonight. I'll do that when I decide what to do with it. And I'll post if I decide to do something else with it. But for now, this is what I wanted to do and I'm liking it. Here it comes. The big reveal. Oh my goodness. Look at how cute that is. It was a perfect fit, wasn't it? And now they're all stuck together, but you can still peel them apart. They'll still peel apart. And I usually put them on my stamp set, like on the front. They fit right over top of your little image. So you can still see what image you have, but you know you have a mask. So you won't, next time you want a mask, you won't have to cut it out, thank goodness. Because that's my least favorite part of the whole thing, but it's not too bad cutting it out, but I'm just always afraid I'm not going to cut it right. He's stuck on the straw. There we go. I got him. I got him. I got him. We'll put him down here. So you put them on here, you can use them again. They, you know, it's, I mean, why cut it again when it worked perfectly the first time? Oh my goodness. Isn't that cute? I was thinking maybe I'd use one of these stickers. Like it says handmade with heart and hammer, or you nailed it, or you're the very best mom. I think I'm going to say handmade. If it fits in the corner, I'm going to put handmade with heart and hammer. If it doesn't fit in the corner, then I'm going to put it on the back. I don't know if it's going to fit. It's not going to fit. It's a little bit too big. So I'm going to put it on the back down here. Look at how cute that is. Magnet on the back is a cool idea. Yeah, and I have them. You can get them. They're business card size. So this is for a business card. It's a magnet for a business card where you could just stick your business card on there. But one side is sticky. See? One side sticky, one side magnetic. Let's just go ahead and put it on there. And then this part would fit right here on the back. And you can stick it anywhere you want. And now it's a little bit heavier, just a tad bit. But how cute is that? You nailed it. It looks cool. Isn't it cute? I just love it. It will also fit in our little card stands we have in the shop. I don't know if you've seen these. They come in black and white. Mine is test. But they fit right in there perfectly. Like it sits just like this. So you could sit it on your desk and it's perfect. Isn't that awesome? So if you get cards from people, this card stand is super helpful to have, and it's pretty inexpensive. You can get it in the shop. But yeah, so that was the Nailed It stamp set, and it was all the little guys. I might stamp your Oincredible later, or maybe a little bitty, I don't know. I don't think your Oincredible will fit, but I was thinking about putting it there. But if I was really careful, I could put your, and then down here I could put Oincredible. But, or maybe I'll just put I Love You Pig Time for Dale. Anyway, I hope that you loved it. I hope that you found it fun. I hope you'll try it. I mean, I have a whole stack of these, and I didn't know what to do with them. They're 4x4. I just thought it would be fun to make something out of it, so that's why I chose to do that tonight. Plus, it fits on my desk so nicely, so I'll be able to keep it out all month until the new release comes out and I color something from that. So before we go, and so you can see how really cute they look, let's do the whites of their eyes now. Because I kind of went over them a little bit so they don't stand out quite as much as they should. Just make sure you don't stick your arm in the one you already did, or your hand. But look, oh my goodness. See, doesn't that make it so much better? It is a nice size. It's a really nice size. And I think I'll look into Mod Podge to see if you could cover it up so you could put a cup on it or use it as a coaster. But I'd have to find something that would seal it in.
I can resin coat it.
Nice. Dale says he can resin coat it for me. And then that way I can put it on my desk, and it's just so cute. I love it. I hope you guys will try something like that. I mean, these little boards were like paper coasters that you get at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And really, really cheap. You get a huge amount of them. I bet you could find them on Amazon too. But thanks so much for joining me tonight. I will be back again on Tuesday at 8 Central. I missed you guys. I'm glad to be back. I got some new stamps for anybody who's still here that I definitely want to color. So we'll be mixing that in somewhere. But let me show you, because seriously, I just can't even with these. They're so cool. Oh, and I got Happy Mail. Look at this cute happy card I got. Click, click, Shutterbug at heart. And it came from Aunt Ellen over there at Happy Crafty Ho Ho. And no, it came from Chrissy, who's also at Happy Crafty Ho Ho. And I got two. Aren't they cute? So, so cute. But here's the stamps. It's K-pop Demon Hunters. Isn't it adorable? It's CC Designs, but look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh, I can't even. So anyway, I will be coloring them at some point because I am so in love with that movie, TV show, whatever you want to call it. So I'm off to rest. I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. If you miss me, you can probably find me over at Happy Crafty Ho Ho late at night. Love you guys. See you later. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe before you go. Thank you so much. Good night.